What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Bianconeri Zone on a Thursday. And you might say or ask, why is Romeo Grisi on your screen? Because I think everybody saw Romeo Grisi's clip where he kind of lost it with the chat, or the panelist he was on, and he went off. And he basically said what needed to be said. Some might say finally. But he said it, and even he is losing his patience a little bit, and he is one of the most level-headed Juve watchers or journalists, fans, whatever, I've seen in a while. Actually, ever, if I'm being completely honest. He's very balanced, very natural, and when when he is getting irritated, it's not really well. So that's what we're gonna talk about. Before we do that, smash the like button, hit that bell notification as well. Subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 5K. Want to reach that before the end of the season. And yeah, let's jump straight into the video. Okay, like I said, I think everybody saw the video of him on Juventus. If you haven't seen it, go on Twitter. Type in Romeo and you'll see the clip basically because it's all over the place. Now, what essentially happened is the chat, and Monblano basically said, this is year zero. So basically the year of the rebuild. And he got angry or irritated and he said, no. He said, stop with this now. He said, this is year zero, not for Allegri, but for the new management, for Giuntoli and Manna. For Allegri, this is not year zero. And that's just the honest truth. That's what we've been talking about so many times on this channel, that it's year three. It's not year one for Allegri. People need to keep that in mind. It's year three. Different squads, same result. And with the same result, I think even he or a lot of people are saying there's no improvement. That's just the main point. And like I said in the previous videos as well, last summer it was about if he's like, this is the end because he's gonna walk. Like, he doesn't want to deal with this bullshit anymore. Now it's flipped to, he's probably not gonna walk, but he's just gonna get sacked again. Because this is not working. It's becoming very toxic, and I'm not talking about the fans bitching against each other, me included, going at each other because we have different opinions, excuse me. But I think it's even getting sour between him and the club, and that was not the case last summer. Last summer, his position was strong because he stayed and he navigated the ship. But even last summer, yet the Manna issues coming out where he wasn't happy with the Calvo, excuse me, that he played Alexandro and his automatic renewal kicked in, and after that kicked in, he didn't play Alexandro anymore again. That was a sign. Another sign was rumors from very good sources that he didn't want Giuntoli and he wanted Manna just to be the main guy so he can kind of mold him. Like, all these things were already happening last summer. However, Giuntoli just came in. It's all new. He was not going to get sacked by the management. Now it feels sour. Now you have his agent come out and say, calling, taking shots at Giuntoli, basically. You have Allegri saying crazy things post-game, talking about gain the point on Bologna and making us look really bad in the media. This bad patch, 1 win out of 7, him not taking responsibilities. It's all piling up, and it's getting to a point that even, like I said, a person like Romeo Grisi, who was very level-headed, very polite at times, lost it. He said, no, but he basically said, I'm not having this. This is not a year of rebuild. This is not year zero. This is year 3 for Allegri, and that's a fact. That's the only thing that's a fact at this moment in time. This is year 3 for Allegri. This is not year 1. This is year 3 for Allegri, and there's still no improvement. And that's a big, big issue. No matter the players over the 3 years, it's the same result. It's the same result. There's absolutely no improvement whatsoever. We're not good defensively. We're not good in midfield. We cannot keep hold of the ball. We cannot counterattack. We're good at absolutely nothing. Like, we have good moments where we attack well, where we score goals. We have moments where we defend well. Like, it's all over the place. And we have the one thing that we have in common over 3 years. We have epic mental breakdowns throughout these seasons, and that cannot happen because we switch players and we still have those breakdowns. So that's a massive, massive issue, and that needs to be resolved. Obviously, with players and all those things. Now, the rumors of the day, or like the rumors of the latest 24 hours, are still the same. I think what I said a couple of weeks ago, I said after the semifinal of the Coppa Italia, I think things can become more clear, because at that point, yeah, top four is kind of nailed down, because I think that's in about 6 games. Like, there's a couple of games left in Serie A. At that point, you should be known. You should know basically, yeah, we're getting Champions League football, and also by that time, if you're in the Coppa final. Again, winning the Coppa or not winning the Coppa should not be the factor in terms of we're going to keep him. If he wins the Coppa, we're not going to keep him if he doesn't win the Coppa, because you cannot base it on a one-off game. You just can't. So I think after the semi-final, not that the club will make an official statement and all those things, but I think the sources will have more leaks, better leaks to go off to and say, you know what? This actually might be the case, that this is the end. It's a Coppa Italia final, and that's about it. That's my theory, and I'll stick with that, because if you're going to move on from Allegri, it needs to be done after the season immediately. The week after, like, basically it's like NFL things, the week after the season kind of ended, they all have media week and all those things. It needs to be something like that. If you want to give them a proper thing, whatever. But I think the season ends the week after, you make it official, whatever it is. Even if the shock comes out and we are keeping Allegri, it needs to happen after that week. It needs to go smooth, quickly, and we need to just clean slate and build all summer long, because again, there's the Euros, so we're gonna miss a part of the transfer window basically, because a lot of agents, a lot of players are gonna wait until the Euros. Even the players who are not at the Euros, they're just gonna wait and see which domino blocks are gonna fall for what money, all those things. So you're gonna waste a bit of time, which potentially is a blessing in disguise, because if you bring in a manager, you have some time, some more extra time to set up the next or the following season, make decisions. Okay, we need to move on this type of player because we need the money, or which player can you work with? What do you actually need? This is what we can do. These are the players we like. Do you like him? Do you have other options? Can we play with it? Is it affordable? Like, all those things, you have some time, but decisions need to be made quickly. I didn't like when we sacked him the first time, and the Saudi thing took way too long. Like, it took way too long. Like, way too long, in my opinion, because it was strange. You moved on on Allegri, and it felt we had no clue what to do, because that was that Pep summer, and then later came on that we actually were in for Pep, and he potentially was open, but wasn't really convinced at all. And at that point, it felt all forced, it felt all out of place, and we know how it ended. So decisions need to be made quickly, but it feels like it's being soured between him and the club. That hasn't changed throughout the last 48 hours, basically. But the fact that Romeo lost it, I thought that was quite interesting, because I've never seen him in that state. But let me know in the comments what you think. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys tomorrow live with the preview show for Genoa on the Sunday in the weekend. See ya. Ciao.